Most grisly of all, her eyes had been removed by the killer with surgical precision and apparently taken with them. Hello and welcome to my channel. I hope you are well. My name is Gabby, and in today's video we are going through the grisly case of Charles Albright. On the 13th of December 1990, the body of 33-year-old Mary Lou Pratt, a known prostitute, was found dumped on a street in southern Dallas County. Clad in only a t-shirt and bra, she had been badly beaten and shot in the back of the head with a .44 caliber gun. Most grisly of all, her eyes had been removed by the killer with surgical precision and apparently taken with them. The following year, on the 10th of February 1991, the nearly new body of a second prostitute, 27-year-old Susan Beth Peterson, was found on the same street. She had been shot 3 times, in her left breast, in the top of her head, and in the back of her head. Again, it was discovered that her eyes had been removed. On the 10th of March, another prostitute's body was found propped up against a curb near an elementary school. She was identified as Shirley Williams. Like Mary Lou, she had been beaten, resulting in facial bruising and a broken nose, and she had been shot in the face and through the top of her head. Like both of the previous victims, her eyes were missing. This time, however, witnesses came forward and pointed police in the direction of a suspect, 57-year-old Charles Albright. Charles Frederick Albright was born on the 10th of August 1933 in Amarillo, Texas. As an infant, he was adopted from an orphanage by Dell and Fred Albright. Dell, a school teacher, was very strict and overprotective towards him and helped him skip 2 grades at school. When the young Charles got his first gun, he used it to shoot various small animals. Having expressed an interest in becoming a taxidermist, he'd then skin and stuff them with his mother's help. At age 13, he was already a petty thief and was arrested for aggravated assault. At 15, he graduated from high school and enrolled in North Texas University to study pre-med with the intention of becoming a doctor and surgeon. However, he only attended the university for a year due to being arrested for stealing $380 from a cash register when he was 16, for which he spent a year in jail. After being released, he attended the Arkansas State Teachers College, majoring in pre-med studies, but he didn't do a much better job of behaving himself there than he'd done previously. His first year there, he broke into a girls' dorm and took nude photos, as well as breaking into a professor's office, avoiding consequences for both crimes. When he was 18, he cut the eyes out of photos of a friend's ex-girlfriend and pasted them on the walls and on other girls' photos. This was only one of the number of incidents that indicated that he'd had an abnormal obsession with eyes. On the 27th of December 1954, he married his college girlfriend, Betty Nestor. That same year, he had been expelled for stealing college equipment. A few years later, he was arrested again at the age of 27 for receiving and concealing stolen goods, but the charges didn't stick and he was released from police custody. At the age of 34, he decided to solve the problem of not having a degree by forging papers from Arkansas State Teachers College to give himself both a bachelor's degree and a master's degree with grades that were all A's and B's. This resulted in his arrest for forgery and altering official records 2 years later. Offences for both, he got probation. The next few years featured 2 more arrests for forgery and petty theft that resulted in 2 more lots of probation and in 1975 his separation from Betty. At the age of 47, he was sent to prison for stealing a miter saw and other items from a Dallas store, serving 6 months of the 2 years he was sentenced to. The following year, he was arrested again, this time for the molestation of a friend's daughter, to which he pled guilty and received probation. He later claimed he was innocent but had pled guilty anyway to avoid a hassle. In 1985, Charles met a woman named Dixie Austin. He moved in with her the next year, and despite him having inherited a sizable sum from his parents, soon she was the one paying all the bills and otherwise supporting him. He had a job delivering newspapers in the early morning, but this was apparently mainly to allow him to visit prostitutes without Dixie realizing. In 1990, he starts to draw mutilated women, collect books on serial killers, and bizarrely mowing the lawn in his underwear. On the 22nd of March 1991, after witnesses connected him to the murder of Shirley Williams, Charles's home in the 1000 block of El Dorado Avenue was raided by police and he was arrested. The trial began on the 13th of December 1991. Unfortunately for the prosecution, the evidence was mostly circumstantial, and on the 18th of December, the jury only found him guilty of the murder of Shirley Williams. However, this was enough for him to be sentenced to life without parole. He died in prison on the 2nd of August 2020 at the age of 86. That was the case of Charles Albright. If you enjoyed the video, check out some of the other cases I've covered and consider subscribing if you enjoy true crime. But until I see you again, please be safe, be well, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.